Okie dokie. Good evening, boys and girls. Good afternoon, good morning, good whatever. I don't know. With the lock-in, I don't think anybody does, really, do we? Okay, I'm going to start working on the hero version of the SAMUS helmet today. This is the quick knock together that I did so that I could look at angles for bevels and sizes and stuff. Decided that I'm going to pump up the size of the helmet by about 5% because I don't think having it slightly larger than needed is detrimental, but having it smaller than needed is going to be a problem. So these patterns here are a little bigger than the patterns I used to make the green version there. Yeehaw! So these are patterns generated with the SAMUS software, although to be fair, this SAMUS helmet was already pre-unfolded in Pepcura. So I kept the existing pre-unfolded, just used SAMUS to scale it up and give me a heavier outline. Okay, so the yellow highlighter just serves to keep the working surface, the working face, noticeable. Right. With a little bit of luck, the audio is loud enough to hear, but I don't actually know, so we don't want any audio feedback. That doesn't look like it actually adjusts. All that does is adjust the volume coming out of the speakers rather than the sensitivity of the microphone, which is all the way up. Let's see if we can get in here. Properties, advanced audio properties. AT microphone active, desktop audio minus 73%, balance left and right. Well, yeah, sweet. Ooh, I can turn off the monitoring of my microphone so that, no, actually I don't know if that is, anyway, let's pump up the microphone dB and see if that increases the volume to the viewer. There we go, that's a significant change. Let's see if it makes any difference to you. Somebody is bound to tell me they can hear me or they can't later on when people join. Today's recording is on the 25th of April of the 2020 year. I can hear a little bit of reverb there in my microphone, or in my speakers I should say. Got to get a new tape dispenser one day that the teeth are blunt. It doesn't just, you know, through the sticky tape like it's supposed to. Okay. Across the bottom of the chin, the puffy cheek. Okay, so this is going to be multiple parts now. We're working from the bottom of the stack. We should work from the top of the stack. Let's take the pieces out that don't need sticky taping. They do. This is the main base of the helmet. Okay. So these 4 pieces join and make that distinctive spider, which is the top of the helmet, down at the front of the cheeks. There we go. Those bits there, and all of the main body of the helmet. It does spill out onto the first 2 pieces that we stick together as well. Those 2 there go down the bottom. Okay. Well, it doesn't look like we've got any dropped frame rates, which is good. Oops. And this is a commission piece for one of the local photogs here in Perth. I'm very appreciative of that support. I have another commission that I have on the books as well to do some more work for the gentleman who got me to do Tallman's Falchion a little while ago. He now wants more props with the same costume. So we're going to be doing a couple of Tallman's axes in the not too distant future. The Crescent battle axe that he carries around, and the Dragonstone axe that he uses during the fight on the ice lake, where they lose one of the dragoons. Oops, spoilers! Dude, if you haven't seen that yet, then you're not a fan of avid veracity to be upset by a spoiler a year and a half after it happened, okay? And we don't have any background music. I might just see if we can get Dark Energy Designs playing in the background for y'all. Judge Project. Many thanks to Dark Energy Designs for allowing me to use his background music in my videos, in my streams. That's going to reverb because I can hear that quite loudly. I might have to use the earbuds. Let's try that. And I also think that that has muted the desktop audio. Okay. Dear oh dear. Okay, I'm not seeing any bounce and wave file there. We'll see how we go. I got to get some cordless headphones at some stage. This is ridiculous. It's Anzac Day Saturday here in Australia, so everything is closed. Well, almost everything, service stations, etc. And I must admit my doctor's wasn't. I went to the quacks today and got my influenza jab, because the indication is that once the nursing homes are open again and I can go see mum, I won't be allowed admission without proof of a current influenza. What do you call it? Influenza inoculation. Where are my 60s? Is that a metre or is that a 60? I mean, not that. Curious, yeah, curious. Oh, you bastard of eggs. There we go. Also got to thank those wonderful people who have remained vigilant, or not remained vigilant, who've remained loyal and continue to support me via my Patreon. That has been quite helpful at the moment, considering the lack of income due to the fact that I work in the entertainment industry and all the venues are shut. So yeah, if you want to jump on board and give me a hand, there's the Patreon link displayed on the bottom of the screen. It's not a hot link, you do have to type it in. And of course there's the Facebook page over there on the left down the bottom, where I do the majority of my posting. I also like to put a lot of work in progress photos up on my Instagram, and as always, most of these build videos end up on the YouTubes not long after I finish making them. Yeah. Quit with the notifications. I don't need them. Didn't need to put that ruler away just yet. I put a piece of paper across in front of my overhead light because I did find that it was giving me a lot of eye strain and the bright light directly in my face, but needed light to light up the desk. So this is kind of a happy medium, I suppose. So that's the main part that gives us the overall shaping of the helmet. We don't need my notes. Let's put them over there, out of shot. A little bit of phlegm. Nothing serious, don't stress, it's all good. Now, when I built the first helmet, as I said, the idea was to have a look at this and see where bevels, etc. need to be. So, for instance, that's in the right orientation there. This edge here is this line here. Okay, right through to about there. From here. Well, the plan is that all of that will have an undercut bevel, so a bevel from this edge in underneath the foam, and that will cut from here in and backwards and upwards. Then this piece of foam, I'm going to, instead of cutting it on this side, I'm going to cut it the width of the foam wider, so that the flat surface here can glue to the underneath of that bevel, so that this piece will protrude out on that angle. Yeah? Yeah. Glad you understand it. This edge here will be beveled out of 45 on both this and this to give me this 90-degree edge. Same deal here. Okay. We just work around the helmet in the same process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remind myself that that edge is a 90-degree bevel, 45-degree bevel. That's not. Okay, you can just see it there, that edge and that edge are flush. There's no need for a bevel there. And the front, as you can see, this edge here that needs an undercut bevel, and so does this edge here. They've all got bevels on them. All the way along there is beveled in underneath. Let's get to the part where we chop all this out, shall we? I suppose we really should notify the world of Facebook that we're streaming, shouldn't we? Nope, that's not how you spell. Helter Skelter, how the devil are you? I'm doing alright, mate. Staying out of trouble. We should put a link on that so people know how to get here. Hopefully you've been keeping yourself out of trouble, buddy. //Tyrannus _ cosplay. Okay, let's post that up. And do the same thing on the Tyrannus page as well, I suppose. Yes, sorry, I should have like a bloody macro or something. Mate, we can only do what we can do at the moment, okay? It's we're kind of stuck. SAMU build. Historic and furry. At Right, can you tell me my volume seems a bit low? Oh, okay. Yeah, I probably got the microphone too far away. What about the background music? Is that hearable? I was going to ask about levels. GCH. It might also be because I've got like the phone directly between me and the microphone too. You can't hear any background music at all. It's blasting my freaking eardrums out. Yeah. Okay, where are we? Properties. Desktop audio. Oh, wow, look at that. That's down by minus 57 decibels. Well, that's why you can't hear any desktop audio in the background. Let's sort the background music out, shall we? And then I'll pump the microphone up as well and see how we go. And get the volumes all sorted out before we head on any further into it. At twitchtv.com. Okay, that looks like the streaming notifications have gone up. Let's get the audios sorted out properly. Desktop audio. Let's do that a minus 5 dB, just so that it's not. And let's pump my mic up to about 10. Okay, has that made any difference to you at all? Yep, okay, so what, the microphone is better and there's a little bit of background volume there, background music? Or do I need to pump the mic up even more, mate? I mean, I can pump the mic up and then people can back the mic off, can't they? It's probably the best bet. Let's try that. Advanced audio properties. Let's give the mic even more. Well, that's interesting. The desktop audio didn't commit to its increase in volume. Mic is better, but you still can't hear the background music. Yeah, I don't know why. I'm not seeing any bounce on the meters in OBS. I might have to take a look and see what I've got directed to desktop audio. Okay. So is the mic much better, or do you still need to ramp up the volume? Because I can pump it up from this end. Okay, so I'll give it even more. Let's double it again. Oh, it doesn't like that. Okay, well that's at plus 20 dB on the microphone at the moment. Okay. Now let's take a look at the desktop audio. Let's take a look at the desktop audio. And of course now the music has stopped, hasn't it? And of course now the music has stopped, hasn't it? And of course now the music has stopped, hasn't it? And of course now the music has stopped, hasn't it? Come on, play another track in the background for me so I can check out. Okay, so now, hopefully you should have some wailing electric guitar playing underneath my voice. Yep, sorry, dude. It should be there under my voice, but not... but yeah, I cranked all the volumes up and then I finally worked out what I was doing wrong with the background music. So it should actually be background music now, it's just there behind me. Okay, beautiful. So we're right with that. I can continue on. Let's leave the settings like that unless they're still terrible. Okay. We can live with it. Sweet. Okay, so like I said, this is going to be the hero version of this quick mock-up that I made last week. It's a commission for one of the photogs in Perth. This one is about 5% bigger than this one, because having a look at all the SAMUS images, it would be preferable to misjudge the helmet size on a larger scale than it would be to misjudge it on a smaller scale. And that one doesn't fit me, but it's not for me, it's for the photog's model. Who he has described as being a petite young lady. And I've tried it on the petite young lady I've got running around the house. I thought, yeah, maybe a little bigger. Okay. I'm going to mark my guidelines on this side of that pattern as well to remind me that from here all the way along this lip. Oh, what's that? Oh. Okay, cross that edge all the way around, and here, and here, and here, and here. That's all going to be an undercut bevel of about 45 degrees. Out of the family, good, go and stir crazy. Obviously the workshop elf is not here because I can't stream while she's running around like a banshee. Weekends she still spends with her dad, so we'll get her back. I'm not sure actually. Normally we will get her back tomorrow night, but it's a public holiday long weekend, so it may not be until Monday night. And the others are doing what they're doing. I got one in the front lounge room playing on the Xbox. Another one at Nuna's making Bailey's Irish Cream. But yeah, they're behaving. The younger ones are itching for school to be reopened. So we've had a little bit of a family debate about whether, now that they are partially opened, whether their kids go back to school or whether they wait until the schools are officially totally reopened. And it would be apparent in that conversation that my voice is the least significant. Meh. Yeah, indeed. I keep getting asked, are you going to have workshop weekends? Yeah, I am. Just not for the foreseeable future, guys. Stay safe, stay at home. So this basically is the closest thing we can do to a workshop weekend, I think. The Supernova's been postponed. That's supposed to drop on the last weekend in June, but obviously it won't now. I'm kind of holding out hope for Evolve, which at the moment is still penciled in for the 5th and 6th of September. But you never know. I am supposed to be flying over east at the end of September to MC and DJ a wedding. Again, you never know. That is up in the air. The flights were booked before the pandemic. Just don't know. Don't even know whether I'll still have a DJ business by then. I was contemplating retiring from DJing before all this happened. I'm getting my celebrant's license. So this might be the impetus, because I may not actually have a choice. Rebuilt the legs for Optimus. Yeah, I saw that online though. Fixing a few things on the rest of him. As you saw my bin outing. Well, I also kept the costume on and went down and did my daily walk, and got my mail from the post office box whilst wearing my Nordic, and that caused 2 breakages. There's a band that goes around my thighs that that holds the chaps close to your leg, basically. One of those busted. And the armour plates that go down the front of my shin. When taking my shoe off, I didn't flex my foot enough and snapped one of those straps trying to get it over my ankle. You did. It was hilarious. It was a bit of fun. I've been rolling it around to the back of my head basically for 2 or 3 weeks, and then I went, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it. Where are we? Language disclaimer. Warning, this live stream is narrated in conversational Australian English, and as such it will contain language that may be offensive to some viewers, or it might be inappropriate for young children, or it might just piss off a few weak bastards. Get over it. Alright, jeez. I dropped the F-bomb. So yes, the problem is now, as somebody asked in my channel, what do I do next week to top it? Oh, I don't know whether I have to top it at all. Just throw a different costume on and take the bin out in a different costume. Simple! So this whole part here is the cavity at the front of the helmet where the visor goes. So we're cutting out this line across the top here, which is this line across here, and then of course down these sides is this bit. Been meaning to do the bin outing in Doom? Do it, dude! Absolutely! Why the hell not? Bring a smile to a few of the neighbours' faces around the neighbourhood. Give yourself a bit of costume flex. Because your Doom is freaking awesome. You've ended up working on that day. Okay. Well, yeah. You can always do a pseudo bin run and post it on bin day. I mean, there's a bin day every day of the week somewhere in the world, and that big bin isolation page is a global page apparently. So regardless of what day you post your video up, somebody will be having their bin outing day. Why not you? G'day to that other person quietly sandbagging away there on the side. Hopefully we're helping you get through your lockdown. You don't have to say anything. Don't have to go, don't have to stay, just, you know, I see you, I appreciate you. Shit, over 1 million followers, the bin isolation, indeed, yeah. Although, that being said, I think my video has only had like 70 views, so whatevs. That stupid Samuel L. Jackson audio dub I did before the actual audio got released got 170,000 views, I think it was. Or was it 17,000? I don't want to be... Where are we? My channel. Come on. Videos. $17,000 views, yeah. Well, now stay the fuck at home. Because people are bored. Okay. Yeah, at some stage I've got to invest in some wireless headphones. I was going to use the baby steps indeed. I was going to use my cheap Bluetooth earbuds, but my PC does not have Bluetooth capability, so that kind of put that out of the way. They would have been less intrusive than having this blinking cable across my work area all the time. How's the rest of your fam handling things, mate? Oh no! That's empty. That's almost empty. And I've been playing a lot of Minecraft at the moment. I resurrected my personal server that I've had for well over a year now, so that my grandkids over east can play on the same world as me. So it's a tiny family server, so I'm not inviting people to come and join me on there. It's literally for family and 3 or 4 other people. Got a cap of 25 players. Yeah, they're good. Heather's uni is doing online tutorials for a couple of the subjects, but the rest of the time she's working on a couple of school projects. Good to see she's keeping herself busy. I think that's the biggest problem with being a creative at the moment, is continuously keeping yourself incentivized to do something creative so that you don't lose your sense of self-identity. I think I mentioned it the last time I streamed. I've always seen myself as an entertainer, as a DJ, as a wedding vendor. It's what I've done for 30 years, 31 years, and now that I'm not doing that, I'm finding it difficult to try and work out who I am, because I kind of associated myself with what I did. There we go, the arachnid that is the main base of the helmet. That one piece pretty much covers everything here from the back of the helmet right across the top, down into the cheeks, or down into the chin I should say. Then there are separate pieces of course for the swollen out cheek, for the vent inlet or the ducting inlet, and these small panels here. So it's not that complex of a build when it comes to the number of pieces. Yeah, your job defines you until you can't do it anymore. And I think it's because we as a society have forgotten that we work to live. We've gone diametrically opposed to that. We live to work, and that's wrong. That's wrong. We should be working so that we can live, and at the moment, very few of us can work. Sorry, getting notifications here. Okay, so that's going to be the top half of the helmet. Let's cut out the rest of the pieces and then translate this across to the foam. I'm going to use some 5mm high density foam from Play by Proxy that I've got over there. I think that'll work out nicely. Rest of the pieces, let's do it. That's the visor, obviously, then the piece in front of the visor, and these are pieces that are attached to the cheeks, like the plate that the tube comes out of. So I'm going to keep this pattern for the visor. I'm going to cut it out of a piece of scrap foam basically and use it to help keep the shape of the helmet. But I also want this because this is the template of the visible part of the visor. So I'm going to have to cut a border around it when I cut it out of the visor material. But all of this area will be the exposed area. We're looking at getting some green transparent material for that visor, and light the inside of the helmet was one of the requests that the client gave me, so that the model's face can be seen with a bit of a green glow. That's not going to be a difficult project at all. Putting illumination inside the helmet, a couple of LEDs, run off a couple of flat watch batteries, the CR32 kind of things. And work on the Mando back there is kind of ground down a little bit. I hate this camera. It's really cheap, bloody well Microsoft. It's a 4x3 that I've blown out to 16. I'm going to replace it later on. That's why it's the face camera, not the principal camera. So yeah, the Mando still needs a lot of soft parts to be done, some dyeing to be done. I'm going to replace the entire helmet. That's the Mark 1. After I made the one for the Fiery Raffle, the Mark 2 is much nicer. It came up so much better than that one. So I'm going to make myself another helmet based on the Mark 2 version of the patterns. There's the vest that goes underneath the chest plate, belts, those sorts of things that still need to be added. Yeah, but it's getting there. At least it looks like what it is though. And I took the Nordic off of Rory, and now it's sitting on the sewing mannequin, just so that I could put the Mando on Rory, my full male mannequin, so that I got more of an idea of what it's looking like. And of course, Rory is a lot thinner than I am. I have a lot more weight around my midriff than he does. So yeah, same as everybody, been chewing through lots and lots of YouTube videos, watching a fair few movies online, going through my archival videos and watching all that old Disney stuff. You're not saying anything about that, what, about the midriff getting a little more mid and a whole lot less ripped. It's expected from us at this age, isn't it? Aren't we supposed to enjoy middle age spread? So somewhere it's not called middle age spread anymore, it's called Corona Comfort Zone. That's burying my phone. I don't want that. That's not from this one. Not according to your doctor. I literally went and saw my doc today, about 2 hours ago, before the stream. Had to get a influenza jab so that I can go see me mother. Discuss whether I needed to renew my Xeralto script due to my DVT. And he informs me that because that was my second serious bout of DVT, that I will be on the Xeralto for life now. Yay! Meh. Just means if I cut myself with the box cutter, you all gonna know about it. How's me mum? Mum's doing good, mate. Mummy is doing good. Now that I've had the injection, I should be able to go see her very shortly. They're talking about opening the doors in the next 2 weeks or so. These, let's see, let's do this. Oomph, like that. Like this. I got photos from the nursing home. She had the hairdresser in, so that's me dear old mum in her room. She's got an open window that looks out over some mown lawns directly out over the estuary here in Mandurah, so she's got a very nice view from her room now. There we go, the hairdressers came in yesterday and gave her a new hairstyle and printed it up. She looks really weird without her glasses on. Yep, there we go, brewing instructions if you're into Minecraft, boys and girls. So yeah, mum's doing good. I have a friend who is an RN down there, so he sends me photos and stuff. I've been able to go down and drop stuff off for her at the door, like more books, and she's liking her fruity elixir and her Baileys. So one of the reasons that the daughter is at Nonna's making Baileys this weekend is to make homemade Baileys for Mum. I didn't see it as a priority reason to break the stay-at-home rule. But again, my opinion is not the loudest one in the house at the moment. She's an adult in her 20s and a parent herself, so apparently she's old enough to make decisions of her own. Yay! Okay, this is the piece that goes underneath the cheek. And this is the flat piece behind the cheek. Haven't been able to see me mum since her hip replacement 5 weeks ago. Yeah, I haven't been able to see my mum in person. We have a weekly Skype chat with her that they've set up down there at the nursing home. So, yeah, after Scott Morrison's press conference on Saturday? No, that can't have been a week ago from now. In the last few days, he had a press conference anyway, saying that he was disappointed in nursing homes locking people away in their rooms, etc. That's not what he said to do. They've had a look at the health department's stance on things and anticipate allowing a single visitor for a maximum of 20 minutes either outside in the open court area or in the privacy of their own room to keep the rest of the residents safe from any outsides. And before we can go in, we must have proof of a recent influenza immunisation. So that's why I went to the docs today and got my script renewed and got the influenza jab at the same time. So a little bit of luck. I mean, they've said quite clearly that you get your 20 minutes and no physical contact. So still no hugs or anything, but at least a little more closeness. I mean, there are people who are doing visits to their aged rallies through glass windows. So we'll get a little better than that. I might be able to get in and put up her pictures on the walls. That was the plan before the outbreak. Sounds like a bloody Hollywood movie. Before the outbreak, we were going to do this. Do you at least know how she's recovering from her hip? Have they, keeping you up to date or stuff? Because there's nothing worse than that happening 5 weeks ago and you just being left in a void. I can't imagine that would I wouldn't be very happy at all if I knew she'd had surgery and had no information, no follow-up, no nothing. So I'm hoping they're at least giving you something, no? I mean, I had one of my younger friends, I'd say she's probably in their early 30s. They lost their grandma 2 days ago, and of course there's nothing. I mean, they can't go and attend the funeral, they can't lament the loss, Nothing. It's overseas in the UK, so it's grieving and mourning from afar, without even that whole coming together of the family to help console each other. A lot of shit. Everybody's going, I can't wait for life to get back to normal. I got a newsflash for you guys and girls. The normal on the other side of this is not going to be exactly the same as the normal leading into this. There will be ongoing differences in our lives. I mean, 9/11, we're back to normal. No, we're not. We still have really high security at airports, etc. That's the new norm. There will be something that carries on and becomes part of our regular day, or our regular life, I should say, on the other side of this. That is a direct result of this. Yes, ring mum every few days. She's doing well, walking a lot better now. Thank God for that, no? Whatever you perceive God to be. I mean, I love the staff down there at the nursing home. They're giving mum a lot of attention, and again, having a friend on the inside, I know that they're giving mum attention and care and stuff. But yeah, I need me mum. Ah, poop. Okay, I need to modify this pattern ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. The idea is that this, we all need our mums. Indeed we freaking do, mate. This piece that I'm cutting out will attach to this edge of this pattern. Now I've got a 45-degree undercut bevel, so cutting from here in underneath the foam. The idea is that this piece, which is this swollen cheek, I'm going to cut. You can see how the pattern is there, yep. I'm going to cut this piece, the width of the foam wider than the border, so that I can glue that extra piece of foam to the bevel underneath there, so that the foam will stick out on the angle of the bevel. Capiche? Yeah. Simples. Well, that means I've got to remember to add 5 mils to the outside of this pattern, which I should have drawn on before I cut it out. But once I've cut this out, I'll draw in the pattern modifiers so that I know what I'm doing. Okay then. Put a note on the pattern in pencil. Yep, that's what I'm about to do. So I know, for instance, this bottom edge, which is this bottom edge here, needs to have a 45-degree bevel, yep, for that bottom plate to go on there. So I'm going to do line and a line, and we're going to do my 45-degree bevel note for me. I also know that this front line here needs a bevel on it, so that this piece bulges out from it as a second bubble. Okay. Now, from here all the way up and around the top, we need to go plus, I'm cutting it out of 5mm, so plus 5mm. And that will remind me when I trace it out to go, oh, not that line, plus 5mm, and bring that out, which gives me the meat to glue underneath there. This edge here, which is that edge there, needs a 45 undercut bevel. Okay, so that's all the excess instruction I need for that piece on there now, except that it's ×2 left and right. Okay. Now the only other piece of the pattern to cut out is this piece here, and this piece here is across the front underneath the chin. So that folds up and becomes this. And all of, and all of that. Yep. So all of that underpiece there is based on that pattern. So there's a couple of undercuts in the foam to give me this angle. For instance, on this edge here, we cut a V out of the back of the foam to remove material so that the two pieces can come together. This edge here, okay, look, there's a better shot of it. So there's a straight line cut through about 80% of the foam here to allow it to bend at a sharp angle. And you can't see it, but I've removed material, a V of material here, so that those two edges can close up to give me that sharp angle. So that's all undercut underneath this piece of foam across this section here. Okay. Alright, we also need to recall that this front edge, all the way from here to here, has a 45-degree bevel. Catch you later, mate. I'll be here. Okay. So that edge there, plus 5mm. Plus 5mm. So yeah, the bevel will stick along there so that sticks out. Cool, because that bulges up, then one of those half moon plates goes in here and the tube comes out. Yep. All good. And you are returned. Yeehaw. So this is basically underneath the chin, so the wearer's chin will pop through there. Try mod view. No, I don't think I'll mess with that at the moment. Stream's doing reasonably well. Let's just leave it alone. Yeah. Somebody using the front door. Okay, so we're going to cut that out 5mm wider than we need to. Okay. So yeah, that basically bends here and then bows around and forms a dome and glues back down onto itself. There's a little half moon that goes there to give that the bulge. And we're talking about this piece here. So the half moon goes there, and then that tube will stick out of it. I think this is the last piece of pattern. Well, within the 78 decibel limit the motorcycles are supposed to have, at least they had to have back in my day. Okay, so there we are with our parts. Let's do a bit of a layout. Goes there. That piece is an undercut there, that piece goes there. We have our visor, which goes here and connects to this, which all bends up into shape. It goes on the front of the visor. And that one goes there, because this is bowed, but this is flat. That piece goes there. And that little half moon, this piece is bowed and this is flat, so that little half moon goes there. Okay. Another CarPlay Instagram status photo says, talking about putting dB meters in police cars to give cars and bikes with loud exhaust a yellow sticker. I mean, it irritates me, but that's sounding more like police action, really, isn't it? Okay. Let's get ourselves there's going to be some modifications to that piece of the pattern. Now I want that, because that's the first piece of foam I'm going to cut out. More revenue raisin. Yeah. There are significantly more things we need to deal with at the moment. Some of them horrendously serious when it comes to the way we live our lives. Okay, I want to add 5mm to the front of this. I also want to add 5mm to the back of this. The reason is it's this plate here. I want it to protrude underneath that by about 5mm to give me surface to glue it on. I also want it to protrude underneath this one by about 5mm, which you can't see, to give me surface to glue that arc on. So we'll add 5 on either side of that. So it protrudes underneath that circle and it protrudes underneath this circle. Enough to glue, so that's mods that. We don't need to modify this top edge because it's a straight 90-degree cut. So those two flat faces of the cut will glue together, and that's one smooth edge there. Okay. This piece here is this plate underneath here. So the top edge gets a 45-degree bevel, and so does that edge there. Alright, so there. Is my bevel indicator. Perfect. Okay, so that's times 2. Right, that's times 2, and that one's the right one. That goes that way, times 2. and 2 of those. Okay, so remembering to flip all of these over once I've done them once. Sorry about the white blowout. I don't know whether it's going to fit on that particular piece of foam or whether I need to cut another chunk off the roll, but let's find out. So we're going to cut out this main piece first, bearing in mind that we still have those modifications to make on foam when we cut it out. So all along that edge is a 45-degree bevel, all along this edge is a 45-degree bevel. Oops, don't knock the pins all over, you're going to need those in a minute. Okay. Let's see. Not looking promising. So close. Okay, what happens if we do a 90? No, we're getting overhang. Absolutely. That latest video, the Adam Savage video, we got notified that back when I was working with Gary in January that he was interested in taking a look at them. But we couldn't say anything, obviously. So we had an NDA on that. The Lady Gaga was a complete surprise to me. Gary prints them, and there's a few of us who were helping him actually do the construction side of things. That's got to cut in it. That's got to cut in it. I think we'd be better off just grabbing another slice off the roll. Use this for some of the smaller parts. The fingers are featured on all the promotional stuff for Lady Gaga, but don't actually make an appearance in the video clip, in the music clip, which is a pain in the ass. But they're on all the posters and all the billboards and stuff, so that is good. Take this moment to grab some foam and put the kettle on. Okay, there's bound to be enough of it on here. See if we can't take a bit of the curve out. And we also need to check to see that this is not the piece that the cat has been sharpening his freaking claws on. Fucking thing. Yep, that's good, that'll work. So yeah, like I said, this is the... Did I see Charlie's Lion Pauldron? Hell yeah! My God, that guy's got talent. So yeah, this is 5mm from Play by Proxy, mentioning Charlie. There we go. So we're going to give this a go. This is a nice clean surface, no imperfections. And no cat claw marks. I am going to pin the pattern down and then trace it out and then cut it out. And yes, the pins will leave tiny little holes, but none that I'm particularly worried about. He's gonna make a killer bloody costume when it's done. The next Pauldron is an eagle's head. Yes, he's doing the battle armor of Anduin's dad from World of Warcraft. So Anduin is the current king of the Alliance. I can't remember his father's bloody name for some reason off the top of my head. Has a scar across his eyes from when he was taken as a gladiator. But yeah, that armour is quite intense, and I love the World of Warcraft aesthetic to their models in the game. I mean, real life physics are a thing that they ignore quite a lot. Like when you lift your arms, your pauldrons literally crush the size of your side of your head. But why would we let that? Charlie is going to get lost in that costume. He is indeed. Ninja boy, how you doing? Super SAMUS! Yep, this is going to be the SAMUS run helmet. A commission build for a photog here in town. It has been a little while, a week or 3 or 7. I'm doing reasonably well, all things being considered. Survive and lockdown, indeed. I saw a really nice analogy. Somebody has gotten tired of people saying we're all in the same boat. And I must agree with his statement. We are not all in the same boat. We are all in the same storm, but each one of our boats is different. Those things that affect me on an intense level because of what's happening may not affect others on anywhere near the same level, may not be anywhere near as significant to them, and vice versa. So no, we are not in the same boat, but we are most definitely all in the same storm. It's like we've been training for this ISO thing our whole lives. Well, those of us who are introverts have, except for one small problem. I am quite comfortable sitting here 24 hours a day, playing my computer games, doing my builds, all that sort of stuff. There's only one small difference that makes this entirely different situation. Well, two. One is, of course, we are being told to do it now. It's not a matter of choice. The other thing is, there are people in the house. I have, like, family people, and I have to fucking talk to them. It's like, no. I can't be an introvert and still be communicative to these people. Okay, so there is the main spider of the SAMUS helmet. Feel for the huggers and the people who don't have creative bones. Indeed. Got told today that it will be very soon that I'll be able to go see my mum down in the nursing home. However, the very strict policy of no physical contact will be enforced. So I can't even give mum a hug and a peck on the cheek. No. But we'll be able to be there with her rather than the Skype contacts we've been having, which have been really appreciative and have been helpful. But it's no supplement for being in the same room. And yes, I know others have it worse, and I shouldn't complain. But again, same storm, different boat. Let's use this one. I like these ones. They're to be able to have a laugh. Yep. Yeah, well, like I said, we had plans of putting the photo hooks up on the wall in a room and putting in a little bookshelf for all her reading material and stuff, so at least I'll be able to get into the room and do little bits and pieces like that. That marker does not work well on there. Now, do I still have the white marker floating around here somewhere? White marker, where art thou? Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo. That's the silver one, let's try that. Oh, that nozzle is well and truly in there, isn't it? Come on. How's the FIFO work going, Ninja? Is that the only one, is it? Is that the only one I got left? Please not the only one I got left. Okay, what have we got in here? There's a white marker there. And a paint marker. Let's see. How that goes. These are the ones where you have to pump the tip. Not very white on the black foam, but definitely viewable. It'll work fine. Just thinking you haven't seen Shed on for a while. Yep. I still get all my notifications and stuff. It was doing alright. I made the mistake of moving my my desk. Literally, I'm in the same place where I was 90 degrees. It was at this wall. So when I'm sitting this way, the kitchen is behind me, the old backdrop, and I thought that was much more pleasant kind of backdrop. The problem is I unplugged all my computer to move it, to clean up and reconfigure, and when I plugged everything back in, all the USB ports were having major conflict arguments with each other, so I hadn't been able to stream for a while because the cameras kept freezing everything up. So now I pulled the computer out, set up here on the desk, plugged in the keyboard and the mouse, which is a USB transmitter, plugged in the microphone, plugged in the two cameras that I use for streaming, and moved them all around until I got all four working without any hiccups, and then slowly added all the other devices, because I've got 9 USB devices hanging off of the computer. So hence the reason why I hadn't been streaming for a little while. That and the whole motivation thing as well, unfortunately. But thankfully the drive to get this done and the other commission that I've got for the Tormund axes. So hopefully I can... Oh, there's just a big puddle of white there now on the desk. Dang nabbit. Yes, so hopefully those will give me a little bit of momentum to get the ball rolling again. So this is the very centre at the back, going up the nape of the neck to the top of the skull. Seek, how do you do the things that you do, Blue? Here's hoping everybody's keeping themselves safe and occupied. Ah, shite. That's just brilliant, that is, isn't it? Well, it's on there now. Voice is unusually quiet, mine or yours, because I've already pumped it up by 15 decibels, but I can do it again. Advanced audio property. You're never quiet. Ha ha ha. I don't know why, but the desktop audio has crashed all the way back down to minus 51 again. goes down there again. That's all the way up as max as I can get them. Oh, for Christ's sake. As soon as I tap on there, it resets that back down. So that explains why that did that. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I know, I hit the wrong dB meter and pumped the music up. So I popped it back down to just there behind the voice. And hopefully that will make me a little more audible. I've got the dB on the microphone up by 25%. You can ignore me properly now. Good. And Dark Energy's music should just be there in the background for when I'm not talking over the top of it. Okay, we're all the way around. Yep, music's nice in the background. Good. Thanks sake. Must admit, I did have some help from Helter getting some of the volumes sorted out earlier on when I first started and we were the only two on. Okay, let's get ready to rumble. Yeah, we're all trying to cope, mate. All trying. So many depends. Sleeping mostly? Yeah. Can relate to that, bro. Okay. Wife's not at work, so if you hear rumours of my death, it probably won't be the virus. It's probably going to be true, you reckon, eh? Okay. So got that large part of the pattern traced out on the foam. Now I've indicated where my 45-degree undercut bevel is. We've got that wonderful white balance crap going on. Because we do. Let's get down to cutting some of this out, shall we? Okay, I actually like to cut these into the centre instead of from the centre outwards. So let's start that, shall we? You know what, that is irritating. Whoa, I'm at home alone mostly in normal times, being retired. I love the social distancing because I'm claustrophobic and I hate having people crowd around me. My wife works full time, so she's got a little cabin fever. Yep. Okay, overhead cam, that one. Properties. Configure video. Advanced settings. White balance auto. No, fuck off. Save. Okay. With a little bit of luck, the white balance should stop flashing like a bloody madman. Although it doesn't look like it did. Ninja's not chatting much because they're at work. That's okay. You gotta do what you gotta do to get the dough, dude. That looks like a nice tip on there, so you'll commit to that. Oh god, now it's flashing even freaking worse. Let me get rid of this large white space here. I got the scalpel in underneath there, gonna need that. And there's a large area of white balance there. What can we put over there? What have I got? There's another piece. That'll do the trick, I think. Yeah, with a little bit of luck, that'll cut down on that white balance flashing left, right and centre all over the fucking place. Yes, you're overworked. Oh yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I'm getting nothing. Once the pubs shut, obviously no need for any entertainment at any of them. And the restrictions of 5 people at weddings and no receptions at all, just ceremonies. That rules out having a DJ because it's the bride, the groom, 2 witnesses, and the celebrant or minister. So, yeah. Maybe I should have knuckled under and got the celebrant's license when I was talking about it, instead of just continuously talking about it. wonder if we flick that light to the other side, is that going to give us the softer light? Oh, hell no. Let's not do that. 12 months. Well, it's 18 modules? 13 modules. 7 compulsory modules plus 5 electives. And you can do things like whether you want to specialise in Aboriginal or island weddings because of our considerations taking place there, whether you want to take your settlements license and also help people with saying goodbye to loved ones, because that's part of the settlements license as well, being a it's not mortician, that's the wrong word. I don't think I could do that, not after seeing the effort that the gentleman put in to help us say goodbye today. I don't think I'm emotionally stable enough to help people say goodbye to loved ones at the moment. Hard tea. It's not tea. What are you, the tea police? But yeah, that's it's also a $1,200 charge. Plus, then there is a a $400 registration and a $200 per annum renewal of said registration. There are 8,800 wedding celebrants here in Australia, and very few of them make a full-time living out of it, apparently. Yeah, doing funerals takes a very special kind of person, and I don't think I'm that kind of person at the moment. It's been almost 2 years and I'm still trying to process Dad's passing, so heaven forbid I should be able to help people through the same impact in their lives. Okay, we're almost all the way around. We've got this one and this one to do, and then it's the outer edges, and we can pop that piece out. I hate to say it, you would probably get used to it. Yeah, you would. It's the transition from here to there. not being used to it to being used to it that scares me. The impact that you would have on people, helping them through their transition and falling apart while you do it, I don't think. Yeah. No. So that's not a module that I'm planning on undertaking, the funeral director. Yeah. I think I'll just stick to doing weddings. Use a thinner blade to get this curve nice and sweet. This foam cuts really nicely, and of course running the blades on the steel all the time helps with that. Each one of these bevels I've made sure that when I get to the very tip of the bevel that I bring my blade up perpendicular and cut in so that the edge of the bevel is flat, so that you know that your blade is parallel, so that when I glue this together I end up with a nice seamless join. Funnily enough, I had a friend ring me only 2-3 weeks ago and asked me how my supplements license course was coming along, because he has popped the question. And wanted me to be one of his 5, and thought he could get me in as one of his 5 by actually doing the ceremony for him. But unfortunately, I'm not in a position to help him there. So I'll just have to check out the photos after it's all done. Yay! Lovely! Now that is a, yeah. I'm going to use the scalpel to do that line there, because I can't cut past the line in either direction without cutting into the meat of the piece that I want to keep. It's easy enough cutting past lines on the outside of the foam, but these both meet on the inside, so let's take that one rather carefully, shall we? Obviously I don't want any overcut into the foam itself, because that will give the foam the ability to rip when it's under stress. And this whole section here is the front visor. So let's not mess that up, eh? rid of that excess. Boink! So how's the stream going for everybody? There's no laggy bits and stuff, hopefully. Everything is watchable, I hope. And you're just sticking around out of good manners. Alright, that's this one here. Okay. Occasional dropout, but otherwise okay. Good. I'm seeing 0.5% dropped frames, so that's alright I suppose, and we've been going 2 hours without the cameras freezing up, so that's even better. Well, it's 5:30, so might take an intermission in about half an hour and organise the evening meal, and that'll give me 2.5 hour packet to put up in this video, then go have dinner and get back into it and do some more. That line there that we need to cut. Talon! Woohoo! Yeah mate, we're all doing as best as we bloody well can, mate. Hopefully you can say the same. Okay, now that dotty edge has got to have the bevel cut into it as well once we're all the way around. And yeah, I'm double handling. I should be cutting the bevel on the original cut. You have returned with tea. Good. Give in to your tea side. Alright, I think there's only one cut left on this piece. There we go, that's the spider done. Got to go, proper lurk for a bit. No worries, mate. So that is pretty much the entire top and front, with the exception of the puffy cheeks. we got an interesting bit of nothing. My granddaughter got a scented unicorn in this ball, and it is the perfect size for me to use as a helmet dome mold. Yeah. So the inside curve. So mounting helmets and putting helmets, curving the foam, heating up the foam and planishing it. Planishing, that's the wrong word, and I do not wish to offend any of my blacksmithy mates there. I have to admit, I spent the first week of lockdown avoiding the places where two walls meet. I felt so silly when I discovered it's not called the coronavirus. Oh my god, oh my god, boom tish, oh my god. Do we comment, boys and girls? No, we don't. We leave Seek to bathe in his dad jokes. Isn't my head shaped like a unicorn? Oh, you'll have to ask Deadpool about that, but he promised not to say that out loud in public. What happens between Deadpool and me stays between Deadpool and me. Right, so I'm going to now do the 45-degree undercut bevel. Sense? Dream on. And yes, like I said, I should have actually cut these undercut bevels when cutting out the foam itself. Black tea. Not lapsang so strong. Just the old oh, bugger the blowout. Yeah. No, still too much white balance. There we go, just a black tea. There we go. I have my tea Earl Grey hot over there. Oh, of course, and that blows out the freaking focus. Focus, 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 focus. Focus, down here, focus. Thank you. More of a peppermint type. Fair enough. I like my my Earl Grey, but yeah, most of the time it's just good old black tea. That bevel does not go all the way to the end of this piece. Black tea and a bouquet. Bouquet. Who's that? Bandy! Ozzy, how you doing? Bandy goes, I only just found out you are streaming an hour after the start. 2 hours and 14 minutes after the start. I am, but in about 15 minutes or so, I'm going to take a half an hour break or so to organise the evening meal for myself and the only other person in the house besides the cat. The cat can fend for its fucking self. What's that? There is not time in ISO, only tea, coffee time or booze o'clock. Exactly. When you are hungry, you eat. When you are tired, you sleep. Who's this? Send me a friend's request? Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so we have a 45 degree bevel all the way from here, along here, to almost the entire edge of that. And like I said, the plan is year 2020. We did away with days and AM and PM, exactly. So that edge there equates to this edge here. And what I've done is I've undercut a 45 degree bevel into this and added 5 mils to the edge of the piece that goes here. So essentially, what I can do in this simulation, 90 degrees, indeed I did. Indeed I did. That way behind me you no longer see the kitchen. See, with that 45 degree bevel, this piece can glue like so. And it will become that bubbly cheek bit. Alright, so that's that. Let's do the bevel on this side and then cut the remaining pieces out, and then we'll take a break. You get a bit of a view out the sliding door. Kind of. The rack of toys that I have behind my desk where my camera is mounted and stuff. The monitor one, which is the center one, the edge of it is in line with the edge of the sliding door. So the sliding door is only off to my right in the last section and across, but we keep those blinds closed most of the time. So if I opened up the blinds, I could see out there. But that would be like bringing the outside in, and why would I do that? You there, Abby? The plan is for me to stream until 6 and then we'll get some dinner. Saves walking. Walking. I only do that when I'm taking the bin out, or when I'm going all the way down to the post office in my Nordic carved armour, because I'm an idiot. Healthy fresh air stuff. Have you been living under a rock? Have you not been watching the news? It's that healthy fresh air that's killing people. Floating around in particulate matter in the healthy fresh air. Yeah, bugger that. Boink. It's the other people that it's breathing out and not the breathing, not that, yes. Quite a lot of peeps have done the cosplay bin taking out. Absolutely, there's 1 million people in that group now, in the big one. And quite a few subgroups as well that are popping up. So yeah, I've had about 70 people watch my bin outing in the Nordic. I should take the bin out a whole 1 metre, as that's the length of the driveway. Well, I got dressed up into me Nord. Yeah, put your pants on this one. I got dressed up into me Nord and took the bin out, and then I get notifications from Aussie Post when there's mail in my post office box down in town. So I just kept the costume on and walked the 2Ks down to the post office and back in the Nord, and got lots of smiles and waves and WTFs. But it made me feel better and made a few of them feel better, so I have no regrets. Pants are not needed. Surplus tool requirement is the pants. It is not your eyes that suffer. Yes. Like people go, oh, you've grown your beard. Oh, like, dude, doesn't bother me. I only look out of this space. You're the poor bastards that have to look at it. Where are we? Surprised it didn't cause a crash. Nah, people slowed right down though. Me mate, you guys might know him, Brett from the 501st in Perth, made a great video of himself in scout uniform riding the bin through the Endor Forest. Yes, I did see that. That was freaking awesome. That's why I move in the dark. Pants off o'clock is one of the best times of the working day, second only to boots off o'clock. Well, at the moment, while we're in the stay at home, pants off o'clock starts at around about 9:30 when I roll out of bed. Yeah, and it pretty much lasts all day, every day. At the moment, there are no pants below the table, so God help you if I stand up suddenly. You'll be have to get some of that Donald Trump bleach and wash your eyes with it. No, we fucking don't. Do not listen to everything you hear. Also, somebody in the front room goes, don't we have to inject stuff into ourselves now? Yeah, I'm pretty certain I know, Brett. In passing, at least, I won't say that we socialised, but I'm pretty certain I know exactly which Brett it was. Yeah. Okay, some of the minor parts. Actually, shall we do the big pokey outie? Yes, let's do the big pokey outie. Spider jerk. Spider jerk. Can he spin a web? No, he just jerks off spiders. What was that? Was that ooh? It's amazing the people that you know that you don't know, you know. I reached out for help on the Perth Nerd Herd page with tweezers. Checks on spiders with tweezers. I reached out to the Perth Nerd Herd for some help with some Minecraft plugin configuration on my family server. And this guy jumped in and went, yeah, I can help you with that. And he helped me out for a good hour or so, and we chatted and stuff on Discord. He goes, you know me, right? I went, okay. And it turns out, yeah, I know him by sight. I recognise him across the room and that sort of stuff. But yeah. So that's an undercut. All this is undercut. That's +5, +5, and +5. Don't know why it's sitting in the back of my head, but I nearly said like an ex-girlfriend of mine with her teeth. Speaking of spiders, there was a huge one on my desk earlier. It was looking at me funny, so I had to get a house brick. Does anyone want to buy 2 halves of a desk? Yeah, a broken house brick. The life of a con girl. Recognise someone enough to stop and say hello at a con, but you wouldn't speak to them for the rest of the year. Yeah, indeed. It's like I was walking through Spotlight months ago now. And the chick at the counter goes, "Oh, how can I help you?" And I started talking to her, and the lady behind me goes, "Oh my god, you're Tyrannus Cosplay." It's like, nah, not at the moment. I'm not. Look, see, at the moment, just the guy who dresses up as Tyrannus Cosplay. But yeah, apparently as soon as she heard my voice, it let her know who I was. I went, okay. Because seeing me outside of a costume, no idea who the hell I was. Like Essential Quinn, I DJ'd and MC'd a wedding for one of our friends in the cosplay community here in Perth. And the guy with green hair, and Quinn was there of course. Guy with green hair has green hair. No shit, great name. But Essential Quinn, as a civvy, didn't even recognise her. Until she smiled about halfway through the night. I went, now I know that smile. I know who that is now. But yeah, dressed up in her civvies to do a wedding, had no fucking idea. Celebrity, I don't bloody think so, guys. I'm sure I've had that happen to me at the supermarket. Someone recognised me from the fluffy plushie days, and a couple behind me were talking, saying, "Yeah, I'm sure that's the guy that does the plushie thing." Yep. Yep. I mean, I've had people recognise me from doing their wedding, or being a guest at a wedding. Like I was in David Jones up in the CBD ages ago, and somebody yelled out, "Hey, it's Bernard, the wedding DJ guy." So stop and chat, good to see you guys again, glad to see that you're doing really well. Took about 10 paces away after the end of the conversation and thought to myself, who the fuck are they? Oh, there's movement at the front door again. Is that somebody arriving or somebody popping outside for a... No comment from the front room at all. Somebody breaking into my house then. Want to turn around and say, "Hey, can you come and say hi?" You can come and say hi, but you didn't want to admit that you've been eavesdropping? Alrighty. So that's Van. Van's of the cheeky bones. Done that with guys I've worked with for years. And then they recognise you. Yep. Okay. Let's keep that so I can... I'm going to do a bevel cut on this edge and on this edge. I would subscribe, but I'm a little short after buying supplies from a bit. Never have to put... No. You take that apology back. You don't need to fucking apologise for a goddamn thing. Alright? Mate, more than once you have helped me out directly into my PayPal. You don't need to apologise for a fucking thing. Okay. Besides, truth be told, I think in the entire time I've been Twitch streaming, I have received one Twitch subscription payment. Which I think should rightfully upset all of those of you who are watching and are regular subscribers. I think most of my subscribers have fallen off the subscription because I'm not streaming regularly enough, and on top of that, Twitch is not passing it on because I'm not meeting the minimum requirements of number of hours per month streamed, etc. to make it worth their administration fees. You must make minimum requirements regularly to be awarded your subscription. If you don't, then that money is their administration costs. So I much prefer people to support me via the Patreon or by any other means that is direct, with no middleman kind of thing. Yeah. So that, or the coffee. Or the help like you've been doing directly. Okay, so that there is the first of the cheekbones. The other groups that I watch Twitch, and they have recently started up, and they kind of mentioned something about that needing a minimum of hours and like. Indeed, I have affiliate, but then there's another level called partner, which is much more. You have to go. Great to see so many of you. Keep safe. Catch up. You too, bro. Take care of yourself, man. Looking forward to being able to see you in the face-to-face again sometime down the track. Okay, so that there is the bulbous cheek here. Yeah, you can see how it matches up with pieces. That white line is going to go underneath the 45-degree bevel to make it stick out on the correct angle. You put a bevel edge on the bottom here for this piece. Also bevel the edge there so that this piece can bubble out a bit. And the bottom bevel all the way along here and here for these pieces to fit in the way that they're supposed to fit in. Has anyone seen any news about Supernova this year? It's been postponed, mate. They have not yet decided on a date. They're in negotiation with venues, but they have made it quite clear that it will be postponed. They don't know until when, because they have yet to work out when they can get the venue back. Apparently this coming week So we will learn more details on that. But yeah, most of the cosplay pages and the Supernova cosplay page are confirming 100% that Supernova will be postponed. Do not make any plans for the last weekend in June, but they have not worked out when they're going to postpone it from. Postpone it to. Yep. Okay, this is a +5 and a +5 on either end. A normal bevel there, normal 90-degree cut there. So let's say, well, see, look, I got fancy and got bloody carried away with slashing past the line there, and that's cut into what would have been a useful piece of material. Okay, that's a 2.5 hour long stream, guys. So I'm going to love you all and give you all big virtual hugs and high fives. Go and organise an evening meal for myself and for the other personage in the front room. And we'll probably take a half an hour, 45-minute break, and I'll come back to you after the evening meal, and then, I don't know, stream until I CBF streaming for the night. Yeah, now that I'm actually back into the flow of it. So let's do the whole staring down the camera bullshit. There we go. You like my spiky number 4 haircut? So yeah, bit better view. We got the old Mando Jinjarin there, and the Nordic there, and the bloody little big old stack of about half of our pop vinyls there, and the God of War axe, and the Dilly Gaff hat, and all that sort of shit in the background. So yeah, I'll see you guys in around about half an hour, 45 minutes while I go and feed the face. Until then, don't forget, if you want to catch up on any of the past streams, you can find them on the YouTube channel under the glowing finger of glowiness. Lots of work in progress on the Instagram page and on the Facebook, and of course, as mentioned, copious amounts of time because I'm a greedy little capitalist. You can help me out on the Patreon page if you can. What have we got there? Thanks for that. Reorganise the time off. Catch you later. Enjoy. You moved a lot around then. Going for the troll doll look. Indeed. I look like a doll, don't I? Don't answer that. Type of doll you stick fucking pins in. Oh, he swore again! Right, I'll catch you guys later. Don't forget, let's shit in the yellow. It's called Cosplay, because this stuff is meant to be fun.